Hello from Safonovo. This is a podcast Pigeon of Peace where we do discuss some skills of troubleshooters. Watch, listen, and check the description below for the details. Let's talk about reflection and let's start with the definition.
Reflection is a skill or even phenomenon when you try to reflect your conscious, your thoughts, your behavior into the imaginable mirror. So there are nothing close to you, but you're trying to see at yourself from the point as to be outside. So you weight your motives, you think how you behave, and you trying to understand why some thoughts are driving you.
And when we speak about those mirrors, whether they like a real one or original one, or maybe, like they even like a mental or digital or anything like that, somehow we also need to think, okay, like why do I even need to look at the mirror and what is should be the output or the outcome of my, I would say, reflection or examination process.
When you interact with other people, sometimes you be evaluated as a good person or sometimes as bad person, but you could make correction of your attempts to communicate. For example, you could see that some person would be offended when you talk about some topics. Some could be laughing from very serious themes and you don't like it. So you should think what you should change. Maybe it's about your appearance, maybe it's about your words, maybe it's about how you construct your sentences. But the main reason why we have such a big organ as brain is we could adopt to our environment, to our surroundings, to people who are close to us. And it is much easier to be nice and friendly person and not to pretend to be someone else. For example, I am a solid rock, I am a king of a jungle, and I want to be everything is turned around me.
Well, sometimes, and what I also noticed, let's say maybe we'll take it as a funny example. Sometimes we would see the girls who actually turn at the mirror, but they know like what is their right side. I think they call it like a work side or whatever. So it's more about bias, like how do we treat ourselves? And again, like when we try to look into the reflection, we probably should be aware of all of the sides, and maybe we actually maybe should remove our ego or anything else so that we can review ourselves. So what should be the mindset or what should be the thinking when we're trying to do the analysis and see like who exactly was in that mirror?
It's a nice example to remove the ego, and let's recall the book of Carnegie, How to Make Friends. And there is a very easy, understandable paragraph, but which I like a lot, and quote is quite often something like this: If you like strawberry with cream, then you could eat it, but the fish want to eat worms, so give them it. The same with people. If you want to be yourself, okay, it's your right, but maybe sometime you will meet unexpected expressions, unexpected views, unexpected protection from your attempts to do something. And if you will smart, if you will flexible, you could rotate, you could choose, you could combine your vision, your appearance, your clothes, and so on. You, in any way, you should achieve your goals, not just to try. You know, there's like in a movie about Neo Matrix, sounds like this. Don't try to hit me. If you will be doing everything from the first time, it would be much easier. There is, by the way, there is a very good sayings in psychology and a good observation, which a bit sad, but I like it a lot. People who are not pleasant quite often would be much successful than the pleasant one because they are used to rejections, so they know how to overcome it.
Well, I think this is a good example. And since you mentioned Neo, and we probably could speak about all of these like curved mirrors, because at certain point of time, we also, especially let's say, if we have a bias, if we do believe that like we're competent, we're smart, and what's not, we actually may have this distortion in the mirror that like would add the layer saying that like our starting position was better, so hence they not wrong. Sorry, they actually wrong. So how to actually overcome distorting the mirrors, because they actually might be like coming from different points of view, whether it's your experience, whether it's your like guesses, whether it's your intuition. So how to put it aside, or at least to be aware of it.
There is a nice example which is quite illustrative, picturesque. There is a movie called Duna, if I'm not mistaken, and there is quite a small scene when one rebellion came to the king and suddenly spit close to his shoes, and everyone thinks that maybe it is was attempt to offend, but suddenly one person who was familiar with the culture of this planet told to everyone, no, this is a gift because saliva is water and the water is precisely jewelish on this piece of the rock in the space. The same would be when you talk with somebody. For example, you talk with person who are trying to get to lose the fat, and suddenly you will say, "Oh, you are fatty one," or if you, for example, would try to some people who are writing an essay to say, "Oh, this is cheesy," so it's just usual, nothing special. People could be offended. Sometimes we don't need the truth. Sometimes we need support. And there is a saying in Russian language that the person who telling to everyone everything's straight ahead is like a fool.
Well, true enough, sometimes, yeah, you need to sugarcoat certain things. And maybe we could compare it with a meeting, because like each encounter with any like a living being or living creature actually, like could be a meeting. It's like agenda, meeting notes, someone speaks, someone's listen, some suggestions being offered and vice versa. But after the meeting, it should be like action points. So let's say, like we reflect on everything, but then how to put this in action, and like what should be the plan look like, because what's the point to do the reflection if nothing changes in our behavior, in our life afterwards?
It is a very important mental process when we don't especially look in the mirror or imaginable mirror. We think not just about ourselves. We think about our dialogue. Dialogue when one person talk with one or two. So we're trying to be not by ourselves. We try to be like looking from outside. And this is a kind of challenging because everyone would think about my position, my point of view. There is even a saying, point of view depends from place are you sitting. So sometimes if I buy, I just look for an argument how to make things cheaper. But when I am selling, I am trying to make it more expensive. The same, for example, with my skill. If I am trying to impress you on the interview, I would tell everything good about myself, but suddenly you will see that I have used shoes and maybe not accurate portfolio and maybe not fancy documents. So you will find it's like a pathological lie, and you will understand that you don't want to be my coworker. But if I will try each time just to be by myself, I would perform this role much better. There is an idea in psychology that we have some, I don't know how to say, mask on the face. Is it okay to say mask?
Mask on the face.
Okay, and I have several roles to play. For example, I am father, I am brother, I am husband, I am head of something, I am chief, I am subordinate. And the less mask we have, the better we play the roles.
And sometimes our reflections, even if we don't want it, also could be affected by external world. So let's say, like if you think about, like certain things, we might be, like affected by, let's say, comments, or maybe, like opinions, or maybe, like point of view or of someone or something. Like for example, people would actually think that, like having everything branded as Labubu is actually fine, but maybe you will see like in 1 year, or people might think that using AI is good, but it might be probably like a mad driver who drives us to the edge. So how to protect our space from reflection, and whether, like it's needed to have this protection, in to which point?
It involves looking inwards in observation of our mental state to understand our patterns, motives, and potential areas which we want to grow, to make them less, or to change. We could also reflect feelings to to imagine them like waves. For example, I am trying to give you a wave. If I would have a right feedback, if this would be okay, then we could continue. But in any other case, I should switch the key I am trying to put into the lock. So I should have the ability to witness and evaluate one's cognitive, emotional, and behavioral wishes, status, and also intentions.
And then my last question will be how knowing about reflection would help to make this world a better place.
First, reflection would enhance your self-awareness. It provides a clear picture of your mind, and you will see some dirty corners, some dark rooms, and maybe some not straight aisles, проходы, aisles,
As well, Isles.
aisles, to better understand strengths and weaknesses. It improves decision making. We will understand why we have behaved in this manner in the past, and maybe we will change our manners in the future. It would also give us professional and personal development. It help to learn from experience, even from unpleasant one, and to improve understanding and skills from the lesson learned.
And we review the skill of reflection and how it could be helpful for you. Stay in peace.